And I, of course, am Dr. Kelly Diane. Um, really quickly want to say hello to everyone and stop in and see how everyone is doing. And so I decided to do a chat today. Uh, it's really interesting because I had to upload the chat again because I had it private. I didn't know that I had it unlisted and I didn't want that to happen. So if you have a moment, if you could like, share, and subscribe to the channel below. And thank you so much to those of you who have commented and left lots of questions and comments below, to people who have questions, and you're actually interacting with each other. And that's what I love to see, because of the fact that there are so many people who they do not know what type of relationship they're in, and they're just discovering that they're in narcissistic abusive relationship, like most of us have been in. And then there are those of you who are trying to get out of the relationships and don't know how to get out. So thank you so much for commenting, and please continue to do that. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, so that others can see it. For those of you who are seeking to come out the relationship, now you have a voice, and you have comments to read and help you to get through what you're going through, because we do not want you to think that you're alone, whether it's a narcissistic relationship or whether it's a toxic relationship. And so, as I mentioned before, I had to upload the video again because it was private and I didn't know that. So I'm here to answer some questions, probably for maybe 20 minutes, no more than 30 minutes. If you have any questions, for those of you who have not had the opportunity to reach out to me, or haven't found time, or couldn't afford the coaching sessions, I'm here to answer a couple of your questions. I really didn't have a subject for today, but what I think I will discuss is your no contact regime. Basically, because of the what I've discovered in talking to some of the people that I coach about their no contact regime. Either they don't know what it is, or two, they don't know how to execute it. And so let's talk very briefly about that. And if you guys have questions, um, ask me the questions, and I think I should be able to see them here below if you have any questions. But let's talk very quickly about the no contact. So, no contact, what is no contact? A no contact regime in terms of narcissistic abuse relationship is exactly what it is. It is no contact. I've spoken to some women and some men who have contacted the narcissist other types of ways. They have gone through other people. They have posted on their indirect messages or direct messages on their Facebook page. They sent messages through their family members, through their children. They've done everything, but they felt as though, because they have not directly contacted narcissists, that they have not violated their no contact regime. And that, in effect, is not true. You really have violated it. So, no contact is no contact at all. It's not a hard thing to do. You absolutely can do it, and it's very essential in your healing process that you initiate a no contact regime. It is the only thing that is going to heal you, is the only thing that's going to allow you to get away and start to focus on yourself, and start to one, discover who you are, and two, discover who they are. And so it is very essential that you pull away. You have to pull away from the thing that's destroying you, which is being in contact with the narcissist. I understand, and I do appreciate that you feel as though that person has hurt you. And this is for the males and females. And thank you so much to the males that have reached out as well. I understand that they've hurt you. I understand that they violated your trust. I understand that they've smeared your name. I understand that they've gaslighted you. Because once again, I am a narcissistic abuse recovered person who's recovered from those type of relationships, several as a matter of fact. So I understand the pain. So once again, I'm not here just to talk about it because it's something that I guess is trending as I see. I'm here because I'm very passionate about it, and I really want you to get better, and I really want you to know that you're not alone, and I really want you to recover. And I really want you to get your self confidence back. And I really want you to rediscover who you are and take your power back. Okay. That is why I do this. And so, with no contact, what you have to do in order to clear those toxins out your brain is to get away, as far away as possible, to gain your power back. So, what does that look like? That looks like not going on social media, and perhaps making pages to stalk that narcissist, or make posts how you're empowering yourself and things like that. Because understand that these narcissistic people, once again, like I said, this is not new to them. They've been doing this since they've been born, so they're very familiar. So we're going in with no experience. Okay, I was going to say less experience, but probably no experience into their world. They're delusional people, and so they've been doing this all their life. They've had plenty of practice, so they know 10 times out of 10 that when they discard you, this is the behavior that they're going to expect from you, because this is what they want. They want their fuel. And their fuel looks like you fussing with them, you're arguing with them, you're debating with them, you're driving past the house, you're leaving letters, any type of contact. They know that you're going to do that because that's what they're used to, and that's what they want. That is what they want. This is the fuel they want because they're delusional and they need to know that they exist. And when you proceed to do those type of things, it makes them feel good. You're thinking it's hurting them. It's not hurting them. They're absolutely loving it. The only thing that could really hurt a narcissist, once again, like I've said many, many, many times, is no contact. They do not exist. They get their fuel from people who insist that they exist, from you being angry, from your emotional roller coaster. They absolutely love that. But when you pull back all that fuel or energy, then they can't get it from you. Yes, they will find it from somewhere else. Yes, they will move on to their secondary or tertiary sources. They will do that, but that's not your problem. Okay, your problem right now is you healing, getting better, moving away, finding somebody who loves you, someone who treats you better, who acknowledges you, who's not going to take you on an emotional roller coaster, who's not going to create a trauma bond. That's your priority. Okay, so when you go no contact, once again, it is not you sending out messages. um, it is not you arguing and fussing, calling and cussing him out or her out on the phone. um, it is not you sending messages through your children or anything like that. You absolutely have to come up with a way where you can go no contact, and there are ways to do it. And when I mean no contact, I mean no contact forever, not temporarily, not until everyone cools off, not until later. It's ways to do it. Even with children, you can go no contact with if you guys have shared children or property, or you're married and go through a divorce. It is a way to do it, but you have to want to do it. You can't come up with an excuse in your mind, such as, "Oh, I feel sorry for them," or, "Oh, what are they going to do without me?" "Oh, I know they love me, but they're going through a hard time." If this person is truly a narcissist, they do not love you. They don't know what love is, and so they can't give you love. Now, what they can do, once again, as I've said in my videos, is they can emulate it. They mirror you. They see your reactions or how you respond when they do certain things, or how people have responded in the past from how they've done things before, and they just duplicate them. It's all like a movie. You know how you watch an actor or actress on a movie theater, and you see them act out a part so good that you find it hard to differentiate between that's an actor and that's the real person. That's what narcissists do. They can act very, very well. They've had plenty of practice, plenty of people to practice on as well. And so you have to understand that who you have fallen in love with does not love you, because they do not know how to love. They know how to create pain. They know how to make you suicidal. They know how to make you drug addicts. They know how to make you alcoholic. They know how to do everything, and anything toxic. They know how to create to push you into, because they're toxic themselves. And once you start to get into the energy of a narcissist and create that soul tie, or that in that trauma bond, then you start to act like them. And that's a whole other video, and I need to do a video on that, because there's so many people who've coming out of either came out of a relationship and now have addictions, or are in a relationship that have addictions that they've never had before, because they're dealing with a very toxic person, and they're doing whatever they can do to soothe the pain that's being caused by this narcissist. And let me take an opportunity and say that's not the way to do it. That's bad. That's bad thought process. Okay, because that's going to make it worse than it was before. So you absolutely do not want to do that. You want to get out of it. You want to get out and recover on in any way that you can. So no contact is not doing those things that I mentioned. Not sending your family after that narcissist to destroy them. um, not just sitting around and crying and letting your life go to just to pieces because of what just happened. Because a narcissist knows that. And you have to absolutely learn how to stop being an emotional thinker. You have to be a very logical thinker. Emotions will have you pulled right back into the situation. And as I've always said, if they can get to your head, they can get to your heart. And no contact allows for them to not to get to your head, which means you won't emotionally go back. Because remember, they spent all this time making you believe that you're nothing without them, when actually it's the other way around. And so you get emotional and you start to go back in, get drawn back into that toxic relationship, of them or feeling like they need you, or their parents or family treated them so bad as a child. It's your job to fix it. It is not your job to fix it. Only God above can help this person. And this person, one, this narcissist, one, doesn't think there's anything wrong with them because they don't self reflect. So they're not going to find God. That's another video too, because they will pretend as though they found God. But narcissists, they don't self reflect, which means that they do not take the time out to think about what's wrong, because they think everything is wrong with you. They really do not think it's anything wrong with them, and they never did think it was anything wrong with them. They don't stay in that energy long enough to stop and think, hey, I could be hurting this person, or hey, what could I do differently? They're not going to do that. The way the disorder is set up, they're gone. It's too far gone. It has started at a very early age, and it's not going to be reversed. It can't be reversed. It is a personality disorder, guys. And that's just the realism of it. I try to be very transparent and very honest. I know some of the things hurt when I say them, but what's going to hurt you more is if you stay in a relationship. And so I'd rather go ahead and be very truthful. Excuse me. Hi, Rochelle. I saw a comment from Rochelle. Hi and welcome. Yes, hi Rochelle. How are you? I can see your comments. I could not see them earlier, but how are you? And welcome to the channel. If you have any questions, please put them below, and I'll see if I can answer them. So my goal is, of course, is to be very transparent, and let you know what the truth is. I think it's high time that it's good to know that you're doing well. It's high time that we start to tell the truth behind what's hurting us and what's going on, and stop sugarcoating it. And one of the things I've also noticed is that in a lot of narcissists, what they like to do is try to make you think that you were the cause of the demise of the relationship. They love to make pretend like it was you, it was everything that you did, and they did everything, because they love to be the victim. They are professional victims. If you listen to any of their stories, they're always going to tell you what somebody did to them. They're never going to tell you. I'm not going to say never. It's not very likely that they're going to tell you what they actually did. I can almost guarantee you they're not going to tell you what they actually did. They may say a little small part, but they're not going to tell you what they did. They're going to always say it was somebody else's fault. So be really leery when you're out dating, and you start to date again after you recovered, and you're dating an individual who tells you that it was the other person's, it was all their fault. Okay, it was all their fault. They did this, they did that, this wrong. I mean, the narcissist will lay out a whole line of stories about what that person did to them and how they weren't good enough. And then they generally like to tell you childhood stories about how their parents treated them so bad. Now, I'm not saying that these things didn't happen to some of us, because some of us it actually did happen. But a narcissist, I mean, they have a whole line of what somebody else did to them. And so if you ask them, so, what part did you play? They may come up with a little tiny excuse about what they did. But once again, it's very rehearsed. It's very rehearsed. So one, they're going to do that. Two, narcissists. What I'm doing now is answering some questions that some people ask me about how do you identify a narcissist. So I'm going to go through some that I have in my head. The other thing they do is they move very, 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 very quickly. I mean, quickly. And what I mean by quickly, you can date them and then by next week they're in love, or they like to future fake you. Oh, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to marry you. You're my type. My last girlfriend or my last boyfriend didn't appreciate me for what I did. I did everything for them, and I was just not good enough. But you're the one I want. You're the one I love. They're gonna come up with. They're gonna move very quickly. They're gonna go from A to Z in less than a month. They're going to steal your time. And what do I mean by that? They are going to take all your time from you. In other words, they're going to text you in the morning. They're going to text you during the daytime. They may text you during the week. And you literally just not, I mean, you actually just met this person. You've just met this person. And so, let me move this chat over so I can see. So what they do is once they meet you is they monopolize your time. Because they are so entitled, they think that all of your time belongs to them. And so they will make sure that every waking moment you have, that they're in the picture. And if you don't know what healthy love look like, you may believe that this is a person that loves you. If you are toxic or you are codependent, you're going to believe that all this attention is wonderful. He loves me. He wants to spend time with me. That's not healthy, guys. Not whether it's a narcissist or not. It's not healthy for an individual to be on you like that so fast because they don't know who you are. They've not spent time with you. They have not gotten to know you. And that takes time. Okay. And it's very, society really have women thinking that that this is a healthy way of love. He's following you. He's calling you. He's arguing at you if you don't call him all the time. He's questioning where you are, where you are. He's calling you all times of night. That's not love, guys. Nothing about that is love. That is very, very toxic. And if you believe that it's love, then you're also toxic as well. That's not love. That's not how it looks. Love is a person that takes time with you, a person that wants to hear you, a person that cares about you, a person that takes it slow. When you say this is too fast, they can acknowledge and appreciate that it's too fast and they'll slow down. Okay. One of the other things they like to do is they, of course, this goes back to number two, they like to control you. They want to control where you're going, what you're doing, who your friends are, how you're spending your time. And once again, they control that by monopolizing your time. Right? They want to take you on dates 7 days. If it's 7 days a week, they want to take you on dates 8 times a week. So that's one of the things they like to do, because once they have you under their little tentacles, then they can control you and manipulate you like a muppet, and a puppet. I'm sorry, like a puppet, because they know that if you get away and you start to get around your friends, someone's going to say, "Hey, girl, hey, guy," they're moving too fast. So what they want to do is eliminate everybody around you, right? So that they can have you all to themselves. It's not healthy, okay? They're trying to get into your ear. You have to always surround yourself by family and friends who care, who's going to tell you the truth. They're not jealous. Everything in about jealous, I have a man or woman and you're jealous, is not that. Some people really can see that this is toxic and it's not going anywhere. So sometimes we really need to listen. I know we want to fall in love and I know we want to be with people, but we really need to listen to people who are wiser, who have more experience, who want to let us know that they care. The narcissist is going to eliminate these people from your life some kind of way, by secluding you. And then they're going to fill your head up with, this family don't care about you, your friends don't care about you, they're jealous. Trust me, that's what they're going to do, because they have to keep you two apart. You can't brainwash somebody unless you isolate them. And so they want to isolate you and put all their poison of their brains into yours. They have to create this whole fictitious scenario because they're delusional. I saw a question that says, do they know that they're narcissists? It depends on the different levels of narcissism. It's different levels to them. Some of them absolutely know what they're doing. They and they do purposely. Yes, they are. They're going to hurt you. They're purposely trying to hurt you because that's all they know. So if you're toxic and all you know is toxicity, then that's all you're going to spit at somebody's toxicity. Like they say, hurt people hurt people. Rochelle says, let's see, I've been free of the narc for almost 7 months. Congratulations, first and foremost. Some people can't do that or haven't been able to do that. No contact of any kind. I bought a new phone and changed my phone number. And then that is absolutely fabulous, because no contact means sometimes that you do have to change your phone number. You do have to change your address. You may even have to change your job, and you may even have to move out of state, because that's no contact. And let me talk about that. And I'm glad Rochelle brought that up, because narcissists are very sneaky people. And let me tell you what they would do. If you spent time with a narcissist, you may need to check your phone. You may need to check your car, because narcissists are known to be stalkers. So what do? They put little trackers on your car. Okay? and you don't even know they did it. They've most of them don't even have a car, okay, and so they've driven your car, and while they're driving your car, that's their opportunity to stick a little tracker in the car or underneath the car. Okay, so I don't know if you want to go get it looked at to make sure it's nothing in there. If they happen to pop up where you are all the time and you don't know why, or they're letting you know, which they shouldn't be because you should be no contact, but they've done this while you was with them and they're letting you know that I know where you went and who you were. It's because they're tracking you. The other thing they like to do is also track your phone, and so they can put if they've had possession of your phone at while you were asleep, they can put little trackers on your phone. So and that's all a part of like I said, the stalking and the gang stalking because they don't want to let you go. They believe because they're so delusional that you belong to them. And so once you belong to them, there is no getting away. Even if they've moved on to another relationship, they still believe that because we. Hey guys, so my internet got interrupted, so I apologize for that. I don't know why I did that. So I'm back. Um, he put a track on my phone and found my new number. How? I don't know. I just keep blocking numbers. Um, yeah, yeah, they definitely will put trackers on your phone. They do. They put trackers on your phone. I'm not sure how he found your new number because I'm just not that tech savvy. Where I could tell you how he did that. I'm be honest. I mean, you would have to ask someone who's tech savvy how he found your new number. It's lots of ways he could do it. Um, Now this is one way that they do it. Now tech savvy, I don't know about that part, but one of the things they do is that when you give your phone number to your friends or family members, remember they've already became friends with your friends or family members behind your back and you don't even know it. A lot of times they're sleeping with your family members behind your back and you don't even know it and they're laughing about it. And so when you give them the new phone number, that person who's supposed to be loyal to you, that friend or family member, has given that phone number to the narcissist because he's already smeared your name. They start out from day one already with a plan. The plan is the same for everybody. So he's already made you out to be this horrible person and that you're treating them so badly. And so he's already talking behind your back, and that person has already slipped the phone number to them. So if you're wondering why your number, he keeps getting your number, it's because he has flying monkeys all around you. People who you think is your friend, who's now sided with the narcissist. Well, actually, they sided with the narcissist before you guys broke up. And the narcissist had to find a way to keep in track. So he gets the phone numbers of these people, and you have no idea. You will absolutely find out who your tribe is when you break up with that narcissist. You'll be surprised how many people are siding with the narcissist. And so, what I tell people in my coaching practice is when you change your number, only give it to someone who you know who has been tried and true, friends with you forever, forever. I mean, no, really forever, because even the ones that you've been friends with for years, they even will. I mean, they will turn on you. They'll turn on you because the narcissist has smeared you so bad, that this person actually believes you're a bad person, and they're friends behind your back. They're talking behind your back, and that's how they got the new number. Now, if it's technology wise, I don't know much about that. Um, I'm trying to understand why the ex-narc is down trying to appeal my indefinite protection order against him when he cheat on your new supply. Um, oh, well, of course, yeah. This person wants to know why the ex-narc is trying to appeal his well, because I said a few moments ago, because they believe that they believe that you belong to them, and nothing that they have gets to get away from them. It's like the narcissists, they see us as objects. And as I've said before, if you have a child, and this is almost an insult to a child, as I've said before, but when you buy a child a new toy, the child loves a new toy until you buy them another toy. When they get a new toy, they think that toy is bigger and better. And so they want to play with that toy and they want to not play with the other one. But when you go to try to take it, they're not going to let you take it. Right? That's normal thinking for a child. But when you become an adult, you don't act like that. But narcissists are like little children. They've never grown up. They've got stuck somewhere in a cycle and they don't grow up and they think everything is, they have that me mentality. Everything is theirs. And so the individual who's not allowing you, who keeps appealing it, one is because they're getting fuel from you. They get fuel from your reaction. For instance, with me and my divorce, I was going through a divorce. He would not sign it. He would not sign it, but yet he sort of kind of initiated it. After I told him I was going to divorce him, then he ran and did it first, I guess, to get emotional reaction from me, which he didn't get. But then he didn't sign it. So narcissists, they do not want to let you go. They don't want to let go of anybody because they need all the fuel they can to survive. It is a necessity that they have fuel from you and from other people. So they don't want to let go of any of the sources because each source gives them a piece of supply. And so that person is probably doing that because he or she doesn't, one, they don't want to let you go, and two, because probably because, and I don't know the scenario because I haven't spoken to you, but because they like the reaction you're giving them. Like if you're talking to the family members or telling people what he's doing, and then they're going back and telling him, and he's laughing or she's laughing, they're loving it because narcissists like attention, whether it's good or bad. Understand that they want attention whatever way they can get it. They don't even care. They don't care if you're cussing them out or if you're smiling and laughing. They need to be acknowledged at all time. So they're going to do whatever it takes to get that fuel. Now you're thinking, won't he just go away? No, they don't go away. Sometimes you have to go through the court systems to get protective orders. If they're malignant narcissists, and I'm hoping that none of you guys have that, these people actually will kill. They will kill. So I'm hoping that that's not the scenario because they really do believe that you belong to them. You're an object. You're a piece of property. They don't like to see you move on. They don't want you to happy with anybody else, though you can never be happy with them. But they just do not want you to move on. So I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure that's why they did that. And Rochelle, you said no one has your new number. Now, see, like I said, technology-wise, I don't know how they did that. I know there is a way to do it though. And another person said that yeah, it could be linked to Cash App or PayPal account or emails. Yeah, if he knows your that's a good point, JC, because if he knows your passwords, if you have what is it, Google Chrome, because that's how my ex got he got my passwords and was able to get into all of my social media and get all my passwords and get all my information. And it took me a minute to figure it out. And once I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay. So you really have to go back and do the research. And I understand because I'm not here to blame anyone. Because when you're in a relationship and you're in love, you actually trust that person. And a narcissist works very hard to get you to gain their trust. And you think it's your soulmate, and this is your knight in shining armor. And once again, this is for males and females, your queen in shining armor. You put all this trust. They work very hard to steal your trust, and steal your love. And so, yes, you do give this information because in a healthy relationship, yes, you do give out your passwords, especially if you're married, and do certain things in a healthy relationship. And so you're seeing it as a healthy relationship, but the narcissist is only there to get what they can get. And so, yeah, so that's probably what they did. They had your passwords or your email information. Narcissists, though they pretend to not listen to anything we're saying, they're listening for certain keywords. So certain things they're definitely listening for. They're definitely listening to see how much money you have, how much money you make, who your friends are. Do you know any affluent people? Because remember, they're only with you to get somewhere in life. They're like leeches. They're like ticks. They can't survive unless they have a host. And so they listen for keywords, especially when you're dating. They're listening because they're only going to date certain type of people. Empaths, especially. They love empaths because they're looking for someone who has a big heart, a person that's caring and giving, and things like that. So they're looking for keywords. They generally don't date people that's in a strong social situation where they're surrounded by people who can go in and say, hey, that's, they're looking for some type of little crack in there to get in. I wasn't in love with him. His evil behavior did not allow me to fall. That is absolutely wonderful. And kudos to you that you did not fall in love with this guy. And maybe you should be teaching like I do, because it's not often that we meet someone and give them that type of trust and not fall in love. Let me just say that. So congratulations to you, because that's probably why you were able to go no contact. I've spoken to people who, females and males, who it was very difficult for them to go no contact because that individual had moved excuse me, has moved on to somebody else and start a relationship. And so it's very hard for them excuse me, it's very hard for them to understand how he can move on so quickly. Let me take a sip of water, y'all. It was very hard to see how he can move on so easily to somebody else. And so it was very difficult because when they do it, they generally do it very publicly, just to make you upset and to get you to react and to contact them, to break the no contact. And so they do a lot of things publicly, just to upset you. So once again, kudos to you for one, going 7 months no contact and for getting away and not falling in love. I always say that life presents us with opportunities to grow and evolve. And so that was a learning opportunity for you. And so congratulations to you for that. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions that I have right here. I don't see any other questions. Just know that when you are attempting once again to go no contact from the narcissist, if you are an individual who is in love, it's going to be very hard. And so I'm not here to sugarcoat anything or tell you that it's not. It's going to be difficult. You're going to need support. Usually, by the time you're out of the relationship or close to getting out of the relationship, you have no friends, you have no support because they've worked so effortlessly in getting these people to leave your life. Whether they've smeared you behind your back, and so they've left for that reason, or they've isolated you so bad that you've stopped reaching out to your friends and families, and now you don't have anybody to talk to. So it's imperative that if you are going through that and you are trying to get out, that you definitely reach out to a coach or to a therapist, someone who understands narcissistic abuse. That is so important because if you ever had the opportunity to go to therapy with a narcissist, if they ever went with you because you asked them to and they did that just to hold on, they didn't want to be there. They are so good at what they do that if the coach or counselor is not a narcissistic expert, they convince the coach or therapist that it's you that's crazy. So make sure that if you're going through a divorce or you're going through counseling, or therapist is a person that is well versed in narcissist or NPD or personality disorders, because they understand as soon as you start talking exactly what it is that you went through. Other people that are not versed and not trained in it, they're going to think you're crazy. Okay, and that's probably one of the problems you've had when you were seeking help through this whole ordeal, was people thought that you're crazy because you can't. Many times you can't even find the words to explain because they have you so crazy in your mind. When you start to talk about it, it sounds crazy. But to a person who's been through it and a person who understands it, it doesn't sound crazy to us at all. As a matter of fact, I find that when I'm talking to my clients, I can finish their sentences. And they may start saying, well, you don't understand. And I know I sound crazy. You don't sound crazy. You don't sound crazy at all. I understand. I've been there. I've seen all different types of narcissists in workplace, in families, in relationships, in marriages. I've seen it. So I understand exactly what's going on. And Wit said they make everything your fault. They have to make everything your fault because they're so delusional and they don't self-reflect that they have to say it's you. Okay, they don't self-reflect. They never stop and say, well, perhaps it was me. They're not going to say that. And if they say it, it's only to keep you longer stuck in a situation, to soothe and to appeal to your emotions. It's never anything true that they say. They lie 99.9% of the times. They're delusional. Okay, I've been through two narc relationships. The first one, I was married with a child by him and divorced. No more again. Now that I know why this has been a problem for me, doing the work on self. That, Rochelle, that is absolutely fabulous. I commend you, because the thing about these relationships in terms of us is we have to stop and ask ourselves, why did we get in the relationship with a narcissist? That's our part. Our part is the accountability of why we did it, why we attracted them, and why we stayed. That's what I talk about in my book called Soul Wounds. That I'm going to go on a tour now, book signing tour for that. It's an Amazon bestseller, but that's the thing I address in the book is soul wounds. The reason why we attracted these type of narcissists is because, like all of us probably, we have wounds inside that has never healed from childhood. The difference is with us, this is my belief system. The difference is with us is we became empathetic people, and we didn't want to repeat or do to others what was done to us. The narcissists, they go through it and then they become uh, evil. Is how I see it. They become evil, so they set out to hurt because they've been hurt. Some of us been hurt, and we decide we don't want to hurt other people. Okay, and that would be the impasse. And so the thing about the wounds is at some stage, like Rochelle says, we decide that we want to do work on ourselves and become to heal that wound and close that up. The narcissists, because they don't self-reflect, they are not going to deal with that wound. And sometimes it's the same wound. And so that's why you think it's a soul tie, because you guys have been through the same thing. Of course, they're probably lying, but similar stories. And so that thing about us is we want better, and we want to heal, and we don't want people to feel what we feel. But with them, they want to make you pay for what they went through. That's the difference. That is the difference. And so it's so imperative that you do the work on yourself, so that when you get into the next relationship, that you recognize before you get in a relationship, when you start to date, that you recognize what it looks like, because the cycle will repeat itself. The story will repeat itself until you heal that wound that you have inside. They will keep coming to you because they're looking for people like you. Some people are looking to discard their pain onto other people because they've been hurt. Though you weren't the person who caused the hurt, they're going to hurt you because someone else hurt them. Okay, that's just the reality of the whole thing. So you have to do the work um, on yourself, the heal. And once you start to do the work on yourself, then you will no longer, even if they show up, you will recognize them, but you won't get in a relationship with them because you see it a mile away. Okay, so it's very imperative that we do that. You can't change them. You can only change yourself. So for those of you who are staying in relationships thinking, I'm going to stay with him or her because I'm going to make her, she's going to eventually, or he's going to eventually fall in love with me, they're not. They don't know what love is. They only emulate it. They only mirror it to you. They don't know what it is deep down inside. They'll tell you, I love you. They only heard it. They repeat it back to you because they heard it. They watch TVs. They watch television. They watch, listen to the radio. They watch movies, and they duplicate what they see. They replicate what they see because they know it gets a response, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is. They're just like a body without a soul, is how I feel. They have no conscience, which means they will go through any level to hurt you. They will go through any level to destroy you. They will go through any level to take what you have to make it their own, but they can't. They can't because there's only one you. And the characteristics that you decided to hold on to and you decide to embody and protect, they try to drain them from you and take them as their own, their body snatchers. They take on the characteristics of other people. So when you meet them, they present themselves as a certain person, when reality, if you probably listen hard enough, it's probably a character off of a television show. It's a character from their last relationship. They steal your characteristics and then they present themselves to the next person as that person because they don't know who they are. They're not authentic people. It's nothing about them that's authentic. They're all pieces of every little person they've met in the world that they made their own. So if you listen to them carefully, if you met more than one narcissist, they probably have told you the same story. I don't know about you, but they usually tell me the same story over and over again. And, and now I know, wow, that's funny how they all have the same story. But they do, and they all have the same ending. It doesn't end well. And so I'm here to tell you that once again, if you have not had an opportunity to like, share, and subscribe, please do so below. I enjoy talking to you guys. I really, really enjoy seeing the light bulb go off in people's head. When they finally come to the channel and they say, oh my God, that's what I've been dealing with. I love that. I love that because I was once that person who didn't know what in the world was going on. They had my head, it was crazy making, as you call it. They were doing so much stuff and I was giving so much and not getting anything back. And it makes you crazy. So I just want to remind you once again, as I've said in my videos before, don't give so much of yourself, especially when somebody is not giving it back, because they have nothing to give you. Everything is temporary. Everything is future faking. They give you nothing but drama and trauma and headache. So trust me, when you get into this relationship, you are not the one who's going to change them. You're not the one who's going to show them how to love you. They cannot do it. All right. I don't know what other narcissistic coaches are teaching people or telling you, but it is not true. You can't change them. You can't love them enough. Only God can change them. And once again, they are not willing to be changed. Okay. They don't self-respect. So anyway, let's see. It's been 40 minutes. I enjoyed talking to you guys. I would like to I'm going to try to start doing more lives. But I tell you, life happens and I'm never still long enough to do anything. But if you guys have any questions, if you'd like for me to go live more, just let me know. And I would definitely try to make it, put it in my schedule to go live and talk to you guys and answer some questions. And I certainly wish all of you who are going through this well wishes. I wish you love and light. I wish that you come out on the other side, because there is definitely freedom on the other side. I am such a happy person now without all the drama and the trauma and the thinking and the guessing. It is so much easier when you're on the other side of pain. I know it's hard, but I can tell you from my experience, you absolutely can do it. And if you don't reach out to me, reach out to someone who, once again, is well versed in that area, who can tell you what to do, who's not going to lead you down the wrong road and tell you to go do something crazy like bust the windows off the car or slash the tires. We're not doing that. That's not that type of channel. We are here for you to evolve, for you to learn, for you to believe in yourself, for you to find your voice, for you to find your power, and for you to love again. Okay? So that's why I'm here. And if you haven't had an opportunity and you would like to connect with me, once again, I do one-on-one coaching. You can reach me at www.alignwithdrkelliediane. Contact me that way. I do 15-minute consultations to see if we're a great match, to see if you're interested in what I'm teaching, or if we like I said, a good match, because everybody is not a good match. Okay, understand that everybody is not teaching you the right things. Be very careful if you're on the internet and you're following people. Once again, they're teaching you to be mean or do things that's going to cause the further demise of yourself. Do not follow those people, guys. Be very, very careful. If they're on there cursing and cussing and fussing and yelling, they're probably not healed. You got to be very careful. These people are not healed, and they may give you the wrong advice. And I don't want that to happen to you guys, because we've already suffered enough. We've been through enough. We've been through the dark night of the soul. Now it's time to find our voice. It's time for us to evolve, to heal, to shine bright like a diamond, okay? So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And hopefully we can talk again soon. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me. And I will put my information below. And listen, guys, here's my book, Soul Wounds, Drkelliediane. It's on Amazon bestseller. If you want to get it, it is a great read. I will have the link below. And I'm wishing everybody a happy Sunday. Go out and be great. Have a good day. Bye-bye.